everyone, it's Kerry here.
Hi, it's Anne too.
I've got Mum up here from Tassie, so the mother load has arrived and she brought with her a mother load of her handmade goodies. So we're going to show you some of these today, but we thought we might also tell you a little bit more about who we are and what Witchcraft You Do is all about. So for those of you that don't know, perhaps some new subscribers or people that haven't heard the story before, Mum lives in Tassie and she is the mother of both myself and Rennie. Rennie also lives in Tassie and I live in Melbourne and we're in Australia. So the whole way that Witchcraft You Do works is a little bit unusual because we work with each other every day, but most of it's done via Skype. So it's not common that I get to have Mum in the room with me. So when I need to tell her off for a dodgy crafting, like, forgetting to heat the embossing powder or not putting a bottom in a bag, I can actually show her physically
for you.
And, I don't have to slap her remotely. I can do it like in the flesh. I'm just kidding. I don't really slap her. But anyway, so I've got some bits and pieces here to show you. Now, these lovely ephemera packs have been made by Rennie using some of her digis and some other bits and pieces. And she's done all these in a green tone, so I thought I'd just show you a couple of those today. So they look pretty cool. And then she's also made these amazing ephemera pockets. So each one of these has little pockets in it, and then she stuffed them full of pretty pieces of ephemera and goodies that we can use in our journals. I just love the way she puts them together.
Yeah, they look lovely. That's my favourite. I love
the pink one or the purple one?
Well, both. But that's my favourite.
Is that one your favourite too?
No, yeah, that one.
And then I wanted to show also some of Mum's creations. So she's been making these amazing boxes and she's going to give us a bit of a walkthrough. But before you do, Mum, I thought it might be fun just to ask you a few crafting questions.
Here we go.
Test your knowledge and see, back in the Stone Age when you started crafting, when, dinosaurs were still running around, what did you use for glue back then? We don't know. So anyway, no, I'm just kidding. So I will ask you though, when did you start crafting and when did you think you were actually a crafter?
Well, I think I was born crafting actually. I don't remember when I started because some of my earliest memories were playing with paper. I didn't have a lot of toys, so I would play with paper and pencils and scissors, usually creating sort of more two-dimensional things. But as I've got older, I really love doing three-dimensional things, and I've been through different crafts. I mean, I've gone through the making cards or making journals. I also, for a while, made a lot of 3D miniatures. I've done the paper flowers and knitting and crocheting and embroidery and you name it. I've had a go at it. But I must say, working with my daughters has just been
painful.
Sometimes. It's just the best. I'm so lucky that both my daughters are into what I'm into.
Well, we didn't really have a choice. We were threatened, craft or die is pretty much what she said.
Rubbish. You can tell them how you got into.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I live in Melbourne, and for those of you that don't know Australia, Melbourne is on the mainland part of Australia, and it's quite a big city. Mum comes from Tassie, which is a tiny speck of land below Australia, and they have very, very little in the way of crafting shops or, crafting expos and that sort of thing. So Mum would always look and see what kind of craft shows were coming up in Melbourne, and then she'd ring me and pretend she wanted to come and see me, but she really actually just wanted to come up and go to the craft fairs.
Yeah.
So she'd come up and I'd take her and drop her off at these amazing craft fairs that had, hundreds of stalls with every sort of crafting thing you could possibly want. I'd drop her off and then I'd leave, and then she'd ring me when she was done and I'd go back and pick her up, and she'd have these massive hoard of all of this crafting stuff that she'd bring home. She'd tip it out on the bed and she'd be like, oh, look at this, isn't this amazing, and aren't these brilliant? And I'd sort of look at them and go, yep, yep, whatever floats your boat. And then she would always try to entice me with, you know, these blingy things and whatnot. And I was never interested. And then one day she came up and she'd always bring things that she made, like cards and bags and cute little, you know, three-dimensional things that she likes to crochet. and she bought this card up this time, and it had lovely ink marks and a gold embossed butterfly. And I was like, that looks cool. How'd you do that? Anyway, she tried to explain it to me, but it was like speaking a foreign language. So she said, come on, we'll go to the craft shop. I'll buy you some bits, which again was just an excuse because she wanted to go buy some stuff. And we went in and we bought some embossing powder, a couple of inks and a heat tool, and came home and she showed me how she made this card. And I think we went back to that craft shop about 6 times in the next few days. And that was it. I was hooked. I wanted to make all the things and I wanted to buy all the things and do all the things. And here I am. And then as I got more and more into it, I purchased different bits and pieces, and I wanted some wooden gears because I was right into steampunk then. And I'd ordered some from England and they never came. And I thought, well, they were laser cut gears. I can do that. I'll just buy a laser and cut out my own.
And that's where you started.
Yeah. And so I said to Mum, I'm going to buy a laser. I'm going to cut out some stuff. And I asked Mum for a loan for the laser because I didn't have the money at the time. They were quite expensive back then. And Mum said, yep, I'll lend you the money, but you've got to use the laser to make the money back to pay me back. So I did, and I started, just selling a few bits and pieces here and then. And before I knew it, everyone was like, oh, could you make me this? Can you cut me some of these? I want a custom name. And then we opened a little shop, and then we opened a bigger shop, and I just couldn't keep up with it. I had to get Renee to help me with the invoicing and that sort of thing. So Renee came on board, promptly deleted the shop twice, accidentally, and then built another shop, and here we are. Not having any time for crafting now.
No, we don't.
But it's great. We love it. So anyway, I think that's probably...
But actually you lied.
I did
I'd
lie?
just like to point out that
When
you
did I
lied.
lie?
That wasn't your first time crafting or playing with scissors and,
Oh, God, here we go.
I remember when you were 3, this was before Renee was born, and in our lounge room I had a beautiful red brocade tablecloth with fringe hanging all around it. And she got hold of a pair of scissors. As I walked in the lounge room, she was just cutting the last of the fringe that was dangling off the tablecloth. So there was a pile of threads on the floor. So I think that was your first attempt at a creation with scissors.
Well, A, the fringe looked ridiculous, and B, bad parenting. Shouldn't leave scissors where a 3-year-old can get them.
Right, all my fault.
All your fault.
Of course.
Anyway.
All my fault.
Would you like to show us your box, Mum?
Yes, I would very much like to show you my boxes. I'm right into these boxes. I'm so addicted to making them because I love putting them together. And I try to kind of colour coordinate them or give them a theme or something. So this one, they all come in the same size box, and they've got this piece of ephemera in the back. I must apologise to the people who bought the early boxes because I glued this into the back, but now I'm using sticky dots so you can remove it and cut it up in your work as a bit of collage or something. And they all come with a card and something to reflect the contents. In this case, it's got a little flower with a diamante middle. Take back the tissue. I've been putting some fibres in some of them. They're the same fibres we have in the bigger packs, but these are just like a smaller sample pack. So there's a few fibres and other laces. And they're all on, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are on bobbins that Kerry's cut out on the laser. There's a piece of pink lace and another piece of lace. All the pieces of lace are a metre. I just do them all the same because it stops any confusion. Some bias binding, a little packet of
They're called mermaid
buttons. And there's usually 1 or 2 handmaids in each box. This one's just a lace sampler. A pack of...
I'm going to hold those.
Yes, thanks, that'd be good. A pack of ephemera. And another little handmade page.
That's pretty.
And this beautiful applique. Just love that.
Got all the sequins.
I know. Just the amount of work that's gone in that is phenomenal. Okay, so that's just an idea of what's in that one. And they're all much the same, that they're full of stuff, and it's all kind of like a chocolate box, because when you pick one up, there's another one underneath. Oh, and Kerry cut these little cards out to put the fibres on there so that you can hang them up, and they don't get all tangled up together.
So while you're opening that one, Mum, I just wanted to ask you, would you have ever known, or did you in your wildest dreams ever think that you would have both me and Rennie hooked on your craft, like some kind of cult?
Absolutely not. What do you mean cult?
You
were doing all right for a while there, and then you had to throw that word in.
Well, you know, you've sucked us into your little cult, and you can be our leader, and we follow you round. And
no, never in my wildest dreams did I think you would both be into what I'm into. But knowing what I know now about how satisfying it is and how much pleasure I get from all the things that I make, whether they turn out or not, I feel so pleased that I know you two are getting the same amount of satisfaction, and it's a big part of your life that's very comforting and satisfying, and it's something you can always do, and you're never bored. It's something you can turn to. And the fact that you two girls have done such a phenomenal job getting the shop going, and to the extent that it is, and it's growing so phenomenally. I'm so proud of both of you.
Aww.
And I only want the best for you, of course, like any mum. But you're doing so well, and I'm so proud. And I thank you for making me part of it, because it's my life too, and I'm really grateful for that.
Aww. You made me cry.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Right, let's move on to the box. Now this one's a bit different. I haven't done these ones before, because this one has got junk jewellery in it. And it comes with a piece of junk jewellery on the top, which is actually, it's not junky at all. It's this gorgeous bird with a feather tail. I just love that.
Is that a brooch or a...
It could be a brooch. I think it's got a hole on the back that you could put a chain through as well. So it could be
more like a pendant.
Could be a necklace, or
nice.
People who alter jewellery, I'm sure, will find a lovely use for that. So things have slid down a little bit. So this comes with a packet of silver buttons and some lace with a beady sprig on there. Some India cotton, which is always useful. Can't rhyme off all the uses for that because there's too many. These are tiny little pegs. Look at that, how cute.
Very tiny.
And I've also put elastic round to keep the lace together, which is better. Same with this one, there's 2 of those. Packet of gold buttons as well.
They look a bit fancy.
Yeah, they are. More lace. And I'll come back to this bag in a sec. In the bottom there's authentic pages. I'm not sure how many there's. I won't pull them all out and disturb them, but they're all, there's
looks like map
atlas, some children's books, some authentic music, I think there was about 10 or 12. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Pages in there.
And they're all authentic book
They're
pages?
all authentic ones, yes.
Nice.
And there's this little bag that's made of lace that is full of junk jewellery. And they're not all exactly the same, but they're all as much as possible the same. They've got earrings in them, chains, bits of brooches and all sorts of things that people who are good at, you know.
So like bits of broken jewellery as well as...
you can take it apart and then reassemble it into
Okay.
something new.
That's cool.
So, yeah, they've got those.
We do have junk jewellery boxes occasionally and they never last. They're always gone.
Yeah. So that's that one.
That's cute.
Putting them back together is like a jigsaw.
It's like box Tetris.
Yeah.
I remember when Mum used to talk about, she had a craft room. She's always had a craft room for ages in whatever houses we've had. And Rennie and I used to threaten her that when she popped her clogs that it would all be up on eBay within half an hour. And she's like, don't you dare, you've got no idea how much I've spent in this room. Well, yeah, I do now. But you don't have to worry about us selling it on eBay now, Mum. We'll just fight over it and, you know, winner takes all.
That's comforting to know.
There you go, see? All right, shall we have another look at the different one?
Yes. Okay. Oh, this one's botanical flavour. For some reason I really like the botanical ones. So first off we've got a pin with
Everything on it.
yeah, lace, bookmarks, cards, bits of
Cotton frizz.
Cotton frizz.
Oh, not cotton frizz, cotton cake.
Yeah, lace. And it's got these prints on there that I've stamped. So there's a stack of those.
Nice.
Whoops. Now I've done it.
Do you want me to sort that out?
Yes, please. Some green fibres.
That looked nice just hanging off a spine, just like that, with all of those bits on.
Yeah. We've got some white lace, some India cotton, mermaid bubbles, bias binding, white lace.
You must know someone that's got a good lace stash, Mum.
Yeah, I do, actually.
Hmm.
Got 1 or 2 meters. Gold buttons. Tiny bobbin with some green twine. One of my handmade bobbins.
That's cute.
Yeah, if you want to see how to make these, I have made a video
Yep.
on how to make these. They're very easy.
I'll put the link for that tutorial in the description box.
And these are pieces of lace.
Pieces of lace.
Cheesecloth.
Pirate lace.
Sound like a parrot.
Pieces of lace.
Pieces of 8. This one, yeah, like flowers. This one's cheesecloth, hand-dyed cheesecloth. This one is a piece of fabric, and this one's a piece of lace. But I started wrapping them up like flowers, and I think they look really good, but...
She's gone on this roll
Yeah.
binge now. If there's a piece of flat fabric anywhere, don't leave it unattended. You'll come back and it'll be rolled up. Doesn't matter how big it is, it'll be rolled up.
Yes. I went in the bathroom the other day and rolled up all the towels.
It's like, you know, you can tell she's got nothing better to do with her time.
Just like things tidy.
Yeah.
Right. Have we got any more to show, or is that the last
I
one?
think we could do one more, I think. I mean, there's heaps more, but I think we'll just do one more.
Okay.
Now, we could talk about Rainey while she's not here.
We could. She's not here to defend herself.
Exactly.
You mean head office?
Yes, head honcho.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can't even think of any good stories to tell about her,
Well.
apart from deleting the shop twice.
Yeah, we know a few, but
they're probably not YouTube friendly.
Okay, so we've got, again, some fibres. They've not all got fibres in them, but...
just these 4.
Yes. So check out all the different ones in the shop. It just happened that I picked the first 4 boxes and they all happen to have fibres in. Anyway, this one's got the fibres and some flowers. And again, the little pieces of fabric done up as flowers.
Sushi rolls?
Sushi rolls, yeah. Another handmade bobbin. Tiny one. You haven't seen the small ones, have you?
Very cute. What have you got there? Oh, that's elastic.
Oh, yeah, sure. How clever is that?
So that's just held on with a little bit of elastic there. And it's so skinny, you can't even really see it. I just pulled that thinking, what's that? And I realised it's elasticated. That's cute.
It just keeps the lace tidy on the bobbin. Okay, some grey lace. Oh, these little sticks I stamped cute. With just with words on the back.
Like them.
Yeah. A little handmade.
Oh, that's one of your pretty lace cards.
Yeah.
Is that where the lace is tied on?
Yes.
I think, did you do a tutorial on those? I think you did.
I think I did, yeah.
I'll link that tutorial down below as well.
Some of Reni's ruler pieces.
Reni's ruler pieces?
Yeah, well, she designed them.
Yeah, it just sounds funny.
And a swatch of ephemera. And this is a couple of pieces of A4 lace and another printed piece of India cotton.
Very pretty.
All right.
There's a lot of work looks like they go into them, Mum.
There is, and I usually make lots of the little individual pieces at first, and then when I've got enough to do the boxes, I put the boxes together.
They look really cool. Make a nice gift too.
Yes, they would. All right, well, that's just to give you a kind of a little taste of the new box idea that we've got. But that doesn't mean everything's in boxes. We've got lots of other small items that just come on their own, and we've got bigger items.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little share of the bits and pieces that Mum brought up, made by herself and Reni. Sorry about that glare there. But the other thing Mum's really good at is cooking. So it's about time you went back to the kitchen, isn't it?
Jeepers. I'm going to go home and have a rest and a holiday. You know, people think I come up to Melbourne for a holiday, but I need to recuperate when I get back to Hobart for about 3 weeks.
Whinge. Finished?
Yeah.
All right. Say bye.
Okay. Thank you very much. If you've got this far,
congratulations.
Yes. Thank you for watching our rubbish.
All right.
We have a lot of fun.
We do.
We thank you so much. We love you watching our videos and commenting. I read them all. I really enjoy that.
We all read them all. Yeah. But Mum will ring me and she'll say, oh, have you seen how many comments I've got on my latest video?
Yeah.
She gets so excited. So thank you all so much for supporting our YouTube channel and, of course, our shop. And we might or might not come back and do some more shares, depending on how many people like this video. They might all be thumbs down. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And we'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye for now.